Hello, it's Jez here from Nigezza.co.uk, and I'm going to bring you today a card using the Hello Cupcake, which is a free stamp set with Celebration, which is happening right now. And so for every £45 before postage and packing that you spend, you can choose something for free, and this is one of the things that you can choose for free. And this is my first play with it, and I have made so far 7 cards, and I'm going to make an 8th one because I'm doing a swap with we're having a team event, so I've signed up for 2 swaps. One was using Celebration and one's using DSP, so I'll bring you that one when I've done that one. So rather than make identical ones, I just kind of did them in pairs and changed the combination of colours, but other than that, and I changed the sentiments on a few of them, but other than that they are done the same. So some of them are bright and some of them are a little bit more subtle. So I've got to make the pair to go with the Highland Heather one, so I'll show you how I did it. So we started with a card blank. So this is half a sheet of A4 folded in half, scored in half, except I haven't done the burnishing. So that's my card base, and then I've cut 2 card blanks, one for the front and one for the inside in Whisper White. And then you need 2 scraps of Highland Heather and Whisper White to do the die cutting with, and that's to do the stamping on the top. So let's do the on the top stamping first, because that's the bit that's got the pattern on. So out of this we're going to get that topper and that topper there. So I've already got the things mounted, and we're going to use, I've used every stamp apart from 2 of the sentiments. I only need 1 sentiment, but other than that I've used them all. So they're all mounted apart from those 2 lonely sentiments there. So we'll bring them out, what we need for the cupcake, and we need the sprinkles, so I've got 2 on either side there for that. So I've got my inks, I've got Highland Heather and I've got powder pink. I've got a stamp mat because it's photopolymer, and you can see I've used this one where I've done all the stamping off. So I'm going to do it on that side because I'm going to stamp down there, and cutting it out with the layering rectangles, which I love these. So you see the ones that I've taken out, and they're all ready. So the stamping has to go within this rectangle, so I know it fits perfectly there. So that's where I'm going to be doing my stamping, in that bit. So we're going to start with a Highland Heather cupcake case. And I'm going to stamp that. It's not really on here very straight. That doesn't really help me. Thank you for that. Put that there. Lovely. I love the way it's kind of got doodling on it. Really like that. I'm not going to close that up because I'm going to use it for some embellishment in a minute. So then we're going to put, I might have done that one with Blushing Bride actually, looking at it. So this kind of lines up, there's kind of squiggly bits on there, and I kind of line them up with the serrated bit at the top of the cupcake case, and it sort of fits in there fairly well, as you can see. And then stamped off and stamped on. And it's really, really subtle and light, but we're going to go over it with purple sprinkles. Although let's put purple sprinkles. Let's be different. Let's put Highland Hevel sprinkles on it. What I have done all the others was full strength of the other, but that one's actually Blushing Bride. And then the little heart thing sticking up there. And then that is going to go through my big shot and be cut out. And then we just need the sentiments. Which is going to be cut out with this, and it fits beautifully in that. So I'm going to set that aside over by my big shots, because I've got some other die cutting to do in a minute when I die cut the frame. So let's do this surround. So that needs the big flower and the little flower. So what I did was I sort of went round and stamped twice. This first one that I didn't do. I just did it all in full strength, but then I decided, why waste the ink? Let's do some random stamping where we do full and half strength around to give it a little bit more sort of texture. Well, not texture, but sort of difference in colour. This is actually going to get covered over, so I'm not so bothered about this. And then came in with the pink. I didn't stamp these off because the colour that was added was always a lot lighter, so I left it at light. But I can see now that this was definitely done in Blushing Bride and not powder pink. I had more powder pink cardstock than Blushing Bride, so that's why I made the other card blank base out of powder pink. But on these two, the powder pink was the Cupcake base and not the top. But I think that's fine. So that is that bit. So that's all the stamping. And then that is going to get stuck to the top of the base. So just a bit of Tombow. Just stick that one down. These are my usual mat sizes, which will be over on my blog, nigezza.co.uk. I always like to put a mat on the inside. So I think that finishes it off really nicely, and often I do stamp. I did think about doing sprinkles all the way around, but I've decided not to. So the way that we're doing the frame, so we have the two squares, oh, the other one's rectangles rather, the other one is cutting out the other as well. So what I did was I took a piece of cardstock, which could be a mat on the top of a card, and I'm going to cut it directly out of the centre so that this isn't wasted and it can be a mat on another card. And I only want this frame bit, so I'm going to have this section as well. So this is what you get left over. So I figured I could actually use that on another card. So it's a bit of a buy one, you get one free. So so that's good. So I will cut those out and come back to you. So that's the die cutting done. So That's the sentiment. I do love this rectangle. It's dead cute. That's the topper. And there we have the frame. So obviously I've used this second time there. Take that off. We've got ourselves a frame, and I will use these two bits on another card. Never like to waste. Okay, I have a random butterfly there. I think it's off the camera. So what I did was I stuck this one down first. And I'm not centering it, I'm putting it off center. Just small beads. I did do a video before when I first did this, and I kind of applied it with a cocktail stick, but actually you can do it with Tombow because it's thick enough. And then I just lined it up in one corner, then over to the other, and then it sort of falls in line all the way around. Really like that effect. You could of course do another frame. You could do a double frame if you wanted to. I think I did that on my original card, and then I just need some dimensionals to pop that up in the corner. And I kind of did it so that it was equidistant around there. So there we have it. So that is all my swaps. And one of these is this one. Oh, was a numpty. It's backwards. So, but it's just for inspiration. So I figured it doesn't matter. It does not matter. So there we have it. My cards for the Pinkies Crafting Day swap. I will be back with my DSP one. All the measurements will be over on my blog, nigezza.co.uk. There's a link there to my shop if you wish to receive this lovely stamp set for free. Then you can go on my shop, spend £45, and yeah, you can have this as well. Okay, see you again soon. Bye.